It is faster than a supercar and gives you the ultimate freedom. This is the Ferrari of the skies. But with a price tag of $1.5 million, owning this machine is a privilege reserved for the elite. Unlike a car, if an engine fails here, you cannot just pull over. Every component must be perfect. The heart of this beast is a turbine engine that burns jet fuel at over 1,000 degrees Celsius. We are inside the state-of-the-art aerospace facility where these personal helicopters are born. Security is tight. Our chief engineer guides us into a world where tolerance is measured in microns. The journey begins in the clean room. The body is not made of metal, but of advanced carbon fiber composite. This black fabric is 5 times stronger than steel, but weighs almost nothing. It is the same material used in Formula 1. Laser projectors map the cutting lines directly onto the material to ensure zero waste of this expensive cloth. Automated cutters slice the shapes with surgical precision. These pieces will form the skin of the helicopter. Workers hand-lay the fiber into molds. This manual process requires the skill of a master sculptor. Every air bubble must be smoothed out. A single trapped pocket of air could cause the fuselage to crack at high altitude. The mold is vacuum bagged to apply immense pressure, squeezing the layers together into a solid unit. It enters the autoclave, a giant pressurized oven. This is where the chemistry happens. Baking at high temperatures cures the resin, turning the soft fabric into a rigid, bulletproof shell. Once cooled, the shell is inspected. We use ultrasound to check for internal defects invisible to the eye. The surface is flawless. It is light enough to be lifted by 2 men, yet strong enough to hold the engine. Robots sand the surface to prepare it for painting. The dust is vacuumed away instantly to keep the air pure. A primer coat seals the composite. This protects the carbon fiber from UV rays and moisture. Then comes the color. We apply a Ferrari red high-gloss finish that screams luxury and speed. The painted shell moves to the main assembly line. It looks like a spaceship waiting for its engine. Technicians rivet the aluminum subframe. This metal skeleton will support the heavy mechanical components. The engine arrives. It is a French-made Arias 2R turbine, a masterpiece of thermodynamics. Inside, turbine blades spin at 30,000 RPM. This engine delivers over 500 horsepower. A crane lowers the engine onto the upper deck. It fits into the frame with barely a millimeter to spare. Bolts are tightened to exact torque specifications. A loose bolt here is simply not an option. Fuel lines are connected. They must be fireproof and leak-proof to prevent catastrophe in the air. Next is the transmission. This gearbox takes the insane speed of the engine and slows it down to turn the rotor. The gears are precision ground to run silently. They are bathed in oil to prevent overheating during flight. The transmission is mounted. It sits directly above the cabin, carrying the weight of the entire helicopter. Now, for the most famous part, the Jesus nut. It is the single nut that holds the main rotor to the mast. If this nut fails, the wings come off and you meet Jesus. That is why it gets its name. It is torqued down and safety wired. The wire acts as a fail-safe, preventing the nut from ever vibrating loose. The tail boom is attached. This long tube counteracts the torque of the main rotor, keeping the helicopter straight. The drive shaft is connected to the tail. It spins at high speed to power the rear anti-torque blades. Now the nervous system is installed. Technicians route miles of electrical wiring through the cabin walls. Old analog dials are gone. We install the glass cockpit, featuring high-definition Garmin screens that display all flight data. The cyclic stick is connected. This joystick controls the pitch of the rotor blades, allowing the helicopter to steer. Our engineer boots up the system. The screens glow blue, running millions of lines of code to ensure safety. Meanwhile, in the blade shop, the rotors are born. These are not metal. They are composite structures designed to flex. Layers of carbon fiber are hand-laid into long molds. Orientation is critical to handle the immense centrifugal force. Balancing is the most critical step. The blades spin on a test rig to detect even a microgram of imbalance. If one blade is heavier, it will cause violent vibrations that could tear the helicopter apart. Weights are added to match them perfectly. The balanced blades are bolted to the hub. The wings of the machine are finally in place. Now for the luxury. We move to the upholstery shop, which smells of premium Italian leather. Patterns are laser cut. This helicopter will have an interior that rivals a Rolls-Royce or a Ferrari. Seamstresses stitch the leather with diamond patterns. Every thread color is chosen by the client. Logos are embroidered on the headrests. Comfort is paramount for flights that can last up to 3 hours. The seats are installed. They are crash-rated to absorb impact, combining safety with extreme comfort. Deep pile wool carpets are laid down. Soundproofing is added to the walls to dampen the roar of the turbine. The moment of truth. The doors open and the finished machine rolls out onto the tarmac for the first time. The test pilot straps in. He is not just checking systems, he's putting his life in the hands of the assembly team. He hits the start button. The turbine whines and the smell of jet fuel fills the air. The rotors begin to turn. Slowly at first, then blurring into a disk of power as they reach operating speed. Lift off. The helicopter defies gravity, hovering motionless a few feet off the ground. Inside, the pilot checks the vibration levels. It must be smooth as silk. Any shake means a return to the factory. He pushes the nose down and banks hard. The helicopter is pushed to its limits to ensure it can handle real-world stress. They perform an auto-rotation test, cutting the engine mid-air to prove the craft can glide safely to Earth without power. The test is a success. The bird lands gently on the H. It is certified ready for flight. Our chief engineer shakes the pilot's hand. Another perfect machine has passed the gauntlet. One final check: the rain booth. High-pressure water blasts the fuselage to check for any leaks. The interior remains bone dry. The passengers will be safe and comfortable in any weather condition. Detailers give the paint a final polish. Under the sun, the red finish looks like liquid glass. Safety tags are removed. The pitot tubes are uncovered. She is ready to go home. The client arrives. For him, this is not just a machine. It is the ultimate status symbol. Keys are handed over. $1.5 million has bought him the ability to fly anywhere, anytime. He takes the controls. The power of the turbine is now at his fingertips. As he flies into the sunset, he leaves the traffic and the ordinary world far below. For the team on the ground, it is a moment of pride. They have built a masterpiece of aerospace engineering. This is the Bell 505, the ultimate freedom machine.